We are juggling puppies this morning on the Rescue Rundown. Dave Morris alongside Cassandra Patterson. Very nice to meet you.
Thank you. It was nice to meet you.
She's with the Central Oklahoma Humane Society. Susanna Della Maddalena is behind the camera watching as the madness unfolds here on the set. And Cassandra, I'll bring you in as you're the volunteer coordinator. And what does that mean?
I am. It means I get to work with amazing people every day. We have amazing staff that I get to find people that want to help, and not only help our staff, but help these little furry guys as far as anything from events to our locations. We always could use volunteers.
And we'll get into that with the nanny program, the volunteering, the baby bottles. And I mentioned Susanna, a couple weeks ago we had these two on, and they were just a handful of dog at that point. I believe the story was you guys rescued them. There was like a bucket of puppies that you guys brought in, which is typical of the efforts that the Central Oklahoma Humane Society does. But now look at these guys. They're like 5 times the dog.
They are super healthy and ready to go.
Yeah, there's some footage of back in the day. Look at that. How much smaller they were back in the day.
They were.
And now.
So these guys have been with me for about 7 weeks almost.
Okay.
And they started out with the bottle feeding. He did really well with the bottle. He was super excited for it. She did not as well. She was a little bit weaker from being left outside, so they said that she has a weaker suck reflex, so she actually wasn't able to drink the bottle right away. So she was tube fed for a couple days to just get her up to strength up. Now, as you can tell, they have no trouble eating.
Well, they've certainly grown a lot. Okay, now which is which?
So this is Bullseye.
Bullseye's this guy.
Yes, and he is a boy.
I want to say at that point we didn't have names, right? Okay, so this is Bullseye.
And this is Jessie.
And Jessie.
They're little sidekicks, as you can tell.
Well, they certainly like to play together. I'm assuming they all get along really well.
They do. So I got to be their foster.
Okay.
This was probably one of the smallest batches of puppies I've ever had, but being neonates,
well, they're like you.
They do. You just think I have the food. But being a foster to them was amazing. She was actually the first one I've ever tube fed along with being a foster. When they first told me that she was gonna have to be tube fed, it was a little bit scary to me.
What does that mean, tube fed?
So when they're not strong enough, they still have to eat just like any of us, but she actually has to have a tube put down into her stomach, and the milk goes straightly in her mouth. Yeah.
Okay.
But we have amazing staff that when they trained me, I felt so confident that and then as she eats, you could tell when the tube was in that she could get that warm milk in her stomach, and you saw that relaxation, like, oh, this is a good thing.
This is not so invasive. Good stuff's happening.
Yeah, but what it does is made her strong enough where she could bottle feed and continue to grow and be healthy. And as you can see, she's done a good job at that.
So now she's off of that.
She is, yeah. They eat just little puppy food, regular whole puppy food.
You know, I joke that we've not lost an animal yet in the 75 episodes or whatever that we've done with the Rescue Rundown. These two might test that theory today.
Yes.
There may be some stage diving at some point.
They're super excited. I mean, because, and not only myself, but fosters make this possible. So without a foster, they couldn't have been bottle fed and be to this health. So they're super excited to just be where they're at, I think. So they enjoy life, is what I say.
Yeah, tell us a little more about the foster program and how important that is.
It is very important. So that is how I started as a volunteer and foster in 2012.
I'll take both dogs.
And when I first started fostering, it was like you kind of always come up with, I was the person that made all the excuses. Oh, we're so busy in life. We have this and we have that. How are we going to fit another dog in? But
why did you decide to begin in the first place?
So actually, the first time, I'm going to tell you, my daughter pushed me.
Okay.
she kept doing it. Yeah, it is. But it was the best thing she could have done. So by the third one, I was hooked. It was, of course, a sad story. So the third one, I thought, oh, after this, we're not doing this anymore. My kids fell in love with this dog, which it happens.
Well, that had to be a bit of a concern, too. You're going to get hooked on the first animal.
Yes. So,
I know I would.
By the third one, so they were super upset with me, weren't going to speak with me for a week because we were taking this dog for adoption. We get there, and there is a father and son waiting to meet her. So all I know is they want to meet the little girl I have, and so they go in and start meeting with her, and she immediately takes to the little boy. She goes up and puts her paw on his lap and kept giving him kisses on his cheek. And the dad left the room, and just started crying. So then I leave the room because I thought, oh gosh, did we do something wrong? And as a new foster, because that was still only my third one, he said that they had lost their mother, and his wife. And so they were looking for an animal to be his best friend and kind of help him through that. By the time they left and the adoption was final, he was smiling huge and came up to thank me. And I thought, right here, this is why I'm doing this. I'm doing this because someone is going to have a best friend or a family member that they love the rest of their life, and all I had to do is give a couple weeks of my time and love and food, So it's the best feeling in the world. And so now, I believe these are 86.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We love, and so.
But you said a handful of years, 5, 6 years, 7 years?
Yes.
You've been volunteering
yes.
and.
So that's over a span of time. Not I just took 87, but fosters make this
Still.
possible to be able to pull these animals and get them into a home and get them to where they need to be to go find their forever home. It's a priceless feeling. So if you've never tried it, you really should.
Well, that is a fantastic story. Now, how can people get involved as a volunteer? They've heard your story, like, I can pitch in.
Yes, volunteering always. There is, from every level of need, we probably have it. You can go to volunteer@okhumane.org and send an email, and we can send you the link to fill out an application and get started with our orientations. For fostering, you can go to foster@okhumane.org, and then you can have little entertainment like this. But not everybody can have puppies, or not everybody wants a big dog, but they do so well at trying to find the fit for you and your home and your lifestyle right now. So they will do the best to find if you need a low energy dog, or maybe love big dogs, or you love puppies. They're always entertaining. So if you like to be entertained, puppies are the way to go.
Well, and we mentioned these two were on a part of the Bottle Baby program, and that's another way people could help out in a need that you have.
Yes, so neonate season is coming up. It starts mid-March, and then it goes all the way into August.
What does that mean?
So that means any animal, like a dog or cat under 6 months, that needs just that extra love because they don't have the mom to give them to. So these guys were considered neonates, so they were bottle fed until they could go into what we call mash, which is a mix between their formula and dog food, real soft for them to adjust to. And then they go into regular puppy food. But during that time, it's so important because they have to have.
This guy just wants to eat the mat right now.
He does. He loves to chew. It's a puppy thing. But they have to be fed every 3 hours. So luckily in our house, we've kind of come up with a system that we take turns. We set alarms so that we can kind of get up and take turns to feed these guys. But they're also going to be opening a clinic, I believe, the end of April is the goal, that you'll actually be able to come in and feed these babies without even taking them home, just to help get through.
Up on Northwestern?
Yes.
Okay. They're located at 7500 Northwestern, so that would be another opportunity for people who want to help out with the little ones.
Yes, so you can come in and feed them, even if you don't feel comfortable taking them home. We still could use all the help we can get feeding these little guys and helping socialize them. And obviously these guys are very social and outgoing, so they've done a good job. And
you guys will provide the instruction, teaching, here's how to bottle feed.
Yes, currently
cats or
training
dogs.
Started last week, so it's
Okay.
Monday, Wednesday, Fridays from 6 to 7 at our in-house clinic, and they're already training to make people prepared so that when we get these little guys, we're already ready for them.
Look at how much
you
fun
guys.
these two are having. Well, we should say that these two are now available for adoption. When we had them on the show a couple weeks ago, they were not. However, they are now.
They are. They've been spayed, neutered, microchipped, and their shots up to date. They're obviously healthy, very rambunctious, but they're super excited to be here. So that's what they just want to make sure everybody knows.
And what type of dogs are we talking about here?
So they're Catahoula mixes.
The what?
Catahoula mixes. They're kind of more like the leopard, like the.
He certainly has the spots
The
of a
spots,
leopard.
right? Yes, he's beautiful, and he's got a half a blue eye, which is beautiful.
Really?
He does. And she's more to the cuddly
you're
one.
right.
You would not believe that right now, just because she's so excited, but she really does
This
like
eye.
to cuddle.
Got a
Don't you?
right eye.
Right? Make the face bullseye.
Which now I get it. That's kind of an appropriate name.
Yes. After having so many fosters, we usually do give them their names, so we've been very
I'd almost be ashamed to
creative
separate
with it.
these two.
They are best friends. They will have to have a transition time because they won't quite understand. A lot of it's because they were so small, so they didn't have that mom, so they were kind of each other's like partners, and then of course we got to help be their mom too. For a while they thought we were, and then I think they've convinced I'm not much of a dog. So
it's like the Super Bowl Puppy Bowl has broken out here at the Oklahoman.
he likes to just sit on her shoulders and she'll walk, and he just kind of rides along with her.
Well, they're entertaining me, if nothing else. So.
And that's why it's always great. I mean, for volunteering, if you just want an hour to 4 hours of puppy love, I mean, you can come in and get your fix there, or you can foster and bring one of these little guys home with you, or you can come in and help bottle feed one of these little guys when they're still, as you saw them when they first came in, just they like to sit in the palm of your hands and just get the bottle and just the love, because they need that socialization because they don't have the mom giving it to them. And same as kittens. Kittens are so precious because they just, I mean, they're so tiny and they just want to knead on your hand. So,
well, that was the before, and this is the now. Cassandra, it's great to meet you. Thanks
a pleasure to meet
thanks for
you.
sharing your stories and providing the information about all the ways we can help out, either fostering or the bottle baby program with the Central Oklahoma Humane Society. Thanks so much for your time this morning.
yes, thank you for having us, all of us.
And these two,
Oh, goodness.
more information about them can be found on their website at okhumane.org. They are available for adoption, as you've heard. The Central Oklahoma Humane Society is 7500 Northwestern.